Praise the Lord, all of you. I am Dr. Dinesh. I'm a consultant ENT specialist, and I am associated with the Spring of Life Ministries in India and in Mauritius. Today I want to talk to you about some health information regarding coronavirus, which is also called COVID-19. It's a new virus, and it is infecting people all over the world. No country has been spared. And let us be real that the danger is very, very real that the disease can come to you. We are almost like in a war-like situation. And it is very different pandemic but what is important, it is for us to realize that we must not panic. See, when it comes, it comes. You don't have to go to it. Except for the healthcare professionals, those working in the hospital, the disease comes to them. But for the rest of the people, if you stay home, it will not come to you. Unless somebody brings it to your home. As of now, we know very little about the behavior of this virus. Every day new knowledge is emerging. And our knowledge is increasing day by day. But despite our limited knowledge, we must have to face it and fight it. But how do we fight? What are our weapons? What do we do? First thing is our knowledge. We know how coronavirus behaves by now, and we must realize as human beings how we must behave. We must behave responsibly. We know the virus is contagious, that means it's spread by contact. And we also know it spreads by droplet infection. When people cough and sneeze, they create droplets from their nose and mouth. Even while talking, we create those droplets, and that can infect other people. Those droplets can stay in the surfaces for a long time, and you might have seen by now in various social media and websites on particular thing, how long does the virus stay alive, and especially in metal surfaces it can stay alive for a long time. So as we know, the new knowledge is coming each and every day. We know the port of entry is through either the nose or the mouth or through the eyes, so we must protect them. We can wear gloves, we can wear masks, especially when we go out. And we must not touch our face and nose and eyes. And this is how we take the infection from the face to the hand and to ourselves, or we can spread it to others. What we know is the incubation period of the virus is about 2 weeks. So that means the time of infection to the time of manifestation of disease, when the disease comes to be visible for others, it can take almost about 2 weeks. So even though a person is infected, the person may not know, and the people around the person may not know that the person is infected, and in the same time, before he develops symptoms, he can spread the disease to his near and dear ones. So what is the solution? Solution is simple. Distance yourself from others. This is what we are calling as social distancing. Don't touch others. When you cough or when you sneeze, put your elbow, not cough in the hand. And we must remember that there are plenty of asymptomatic people, especially children. Children develop very milder symptoms. They may be just mild flu-like symptoms and then it disappears. But during this time, the children could be spreading the virus and infection to others. We must remember the elder population in our family, in our neighbors, in our country. Usually the death rate is higher in elder population, especially those who are more than 60. That doesn't mean that younger population cannot die. they can, but usually the recovery rate is better in healthy people than the older people, and in younger people than the older people, and especially those with hypertension, high blood pressure, or chest infection, or some kind of chronic disease, kidney disease. So any systemic disease, these people are more vulnerable to get this infection, and the older ones with disease are more likely to succumb to this disease. And of course, the healthcare professionals, because of repeated exposure, repeated contamination, and that is why we must take that barrier nursing to the higher level. We use PPEs, personal protective gears, you would see in videos and websites, and it is our responsibility that we must protect our family, our neighbors, and our nation. So we must practice social distancing, cough hygiene, don't touch anything suspicious, don't shake hands, respect the quarantine period, minimum 2 weeks. In some countries it has been extended to 3 weeks. Entire nation can go into lockdown for weeks. And as I said, no touch technique. Keep washing your hands regularly with soap and water, at least for 20 seconds. There are the gels and all may not be available in the market. You have seen there's limited stock, but soap and water is equally effective. Mask and gloves. You must know how to use mask and how to use gloves and how to dispose them. When you put mask, you must when you dispose it, you must pull the back end or the one that goes behind the ear, and don't touch the outside of the mask or the gloves. You must respect the rules of quarantine. Stay home, help protect yourself, help protect your family, friends, relatives, help protect your nation. Go to the hospital only and only when you think you have serious symptoms and you cannot manage at home. Remember, coronavirus infection is a lung disease. It infects the chest, and that's how the person is not able to breathe, not able to cough out, and there is lack of oxygen. And since we don't have any medication, any specific antiviral medication or any vaccine, it is very, very important to realize that we have to depend on the person's personal capacity to fight the infection and the supportive care from the hospital. So don't just rush to hospital for anything, because hospitals are also limited in their resources. Sometimes if the hospital staff get exposed to contacts, even they have to quarantine themselves. Even doctors, nurses. Remember, coronavirus is a lung infection. And of course, on top of all these things, we must trust God. We must depend on God. God knows everything, whatever is happening in this world. God knows. He is still in control. A lot of people still ask, where is God? Why is all these things happening? Let me tell you, God is still there and in control. He has a time period for this infection and pandemic, and then it will go away. It will die away. But in the meantime, we must continue to pray. Bible says, be still and know that I am God. We just have to trust and obey Him. Just like the Passover lamb in the Old Testament, when the plague of death of the firstborn was there, they just had to stay inside the house, put the blood of the lamb on the doorpost, and God protected them, and they were able to come out of this plague. Remember, God's ways are higher than our ways. His methods are higher than our methods. He has a purpose for this pandemic, but Bible says He will not leave us nor forsake us. Our God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. We must pray for those fighting in the front line. And we must also pray for those who are affected by the disease so that they get healed. We must also pray for the government and the officials. They are working very hard to prevent this pandemic from spreading in the population of the country affected. We must pray for the policy and the wisdom, and we must also pray for people to be responsible and do the duty as responsible citizens. May the Holy Spirit cover you and protect you in this time of pandemic. Just like in the past, this too shall pass, but it is a time of testing, when God is calling us to get back to Him, to fellowship with Him. And that is why during this quarantine time, we must use this time to fellowship with God, pray as a family, get together, thank the Lord for whatever. Bible says in every situation we must give Him praise and thanks. Do not be anxious about anything, because God is in control. You must know God, and God will take care of you. Amen. God bless you all and protect you all. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.